This is how you make a simple DIY terrarium only using a jar and a few natural materials. So it should be pretty much free, other than the jar. But first, find gravel. It's always good for the false bottom area. Yeah, and just make sure you fill up the bottom with gravel because it luckily absorbs more moisture, keeping it wet enough for plants and stuff to survive in there. So and even if you don't add too much, it's still gonna be mostly fine. Like this much is probably a good amount. Just make sure it's spread out more. And then if you want, you can add a bigger rock also there. I'm not gonna do that because you don't need to, and it's just really just to add more of a natural feel. So, and also some animals will just hang out around the area. And then this is all charcoal actually, and mulch and like wood and stuff. So it's actually really good to have that also. And then add dirt of any type, really. It's dirt. So you don't really have to go looking for it because it's pretty much everywhere. But if you can't somehow find it, then if possible, then take stuff from the sand from like mountains. But ants are always the ant holes, yeah. But don't take all of it because that's just rude to the ants, really. But this is not even from ants, so just that should work. So this much is probably a good amount for just a substrate and stuff. And then this is the point where you can add, well, I'm just gonna add a simple rock, but you can add other stuff. But if it's gonna be sitting on top of like moss and stuff, well, the other plants, you know, all that, then make sure to add it after you put in the plants. Because, yeah. So I did see some moss over here that would work. Yep, like that. That. So moss will grow, but it's still best to at least cover. This is some moss with a bunch of dirt on it. I don't know why. Also, make sure to try to get different types of moss because different types of moss do better in these environments. And if you have one moss, it'll most likely grow. And if you really want to, then you can just grab like a piece, even just a piece of a plant. That's not a good one. But, like one of these, but you need a bigger thing than what I have. Then adding the top layers, you need to make sure that you find better leaves like this and stuff that will work well, and also pieces of dead leaf. 1 second. Pieces of dead leaf work kind of especially well because it just feels more natural, really. Then also put that there. You don't have to. And then these are always really nice just to put in there. And then also bark off of trees is one of the best things you can also put in there because many creatures actually eat bark, and also that's his moss. Let's try. This is like the worst tree I could have chose. Up. I mean, I guess that could work. Okay. So I'm gonna add 2 pieces of bark, but feel free to add maybe 1 more or 1 less, or just no bark at all. And then it won't look good now, but you need to, obviously, yours could look completely different than mine. And just add like a small piece of a stick in there. And then if you really want to, you can add like very small animals, but that's kind of rude to add bigger animals because animal cruelty. And this should work pretty well for anybody starting out, because you just need to make sure to water it maybe once a week. Unless there's animals in there, then I don't know how you're gonna water it without 1 or 2 escaping. But, so that's how you make a simple terrarium. Well, also, don't be stupid and put holes in the lid if you're having a lid, because you don't want the animal just to instantly die, or insects. I guess I shouldn't really say animal, even though insects are technically an animal. Then I found a good area of some more stuff you can put in, like any of this kind of stuff. You can add like 2 or 3 in. Yep. Oh yeah, and then also pieces of rock also work really well because it provides a hiding spot. Like broken rocks work really well because hiding spot and all that. And it just makes it feel slightly more natural. This is probably a worse one out of some of the ones I have, but it's still good for a start. So I'll poke holes in this right when I get inside. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And then, by the way, without any holes or anything, you're just not going to see anything inside of there because no light is going through. Well, hope you enjoyed the simple tutorial.